Daddies. Daddies.
Welcome back to another week of Death Metal Daddies. My name is Jeff.
Hi, I'm Silas.
Now just get right into the week, man.
Let's go
Uh,
balls deep right into this bitch.
Absolutely. New week, new us. First week of February,
Yeah. Yep.
2025 just rolling along.
Yeah. You know what? We didn't even do our New Year's resolutions. What's
I
something
usually
that
don't do.
you, oh, okay.
What's your New Year's resolutions?
Well, I'm going to start working out, which I started, and then I don't think I'm going to clean up my diet though. I can't stick to a clean diet. Like, I've done really good like the past week and a half, but we went to the movies tonight and tried to go see Mufasa. Made it like an hour in, but anyways, you get like the free tub of popcorn because it's like the cheaper day Tuesday deal, and I just fucking started downing that like a kid, dude, and like a big ass fountain drink of Diet Mountain Dew. Is just like, oh, I couldn't help myself. I was a glutton in there, but yeah, so didn't even make it through the whole movie, so it's kind of a waste. But oh well, whatever. We tried. We seen Moana 2 like a couple weeks back, and we got to see all of that one, so that was nice. But yeah, this one, Stella, she just like gets up like 45 minutes in, and she just like, I'm done. We're like, oh no. And she just started running back and forth down the hall, and just yeah, it is like, all right, I guess we're just leaving. Oh well. Um, yeah, so let's see. Did that tonight. I got the truck. It's up on some jack stands right now. Plan on changing the brakes here in the next nice day. But we just had like a 72-degree day yesterday, and then today it was like 44. So drastic difference. And then tomorrow's supposed to be raining all day. So I'm like, awesome. I chose a great day to take the tires off of my truck. Um, but dude, it was crazy. I literally took my tire off, and it's a '99 Ford Ranger, so like it's rear drum brakes, and I literally just pull this drum, and it just comes right off, and all this rusted shit just falls out, like broken. I can tell it's like a broken spring, and just I don't know, other metal pieces. I don't even know what they went to or what they functioned, what they did. I don't. I have no clue what they are, but I was like, well, that can't be good. So like I literally got the truck to where I don't know if I explained this on the podcast or not, but like I'd push on my brake and it would like stiff right here, and then it would just like go almost all the way to the floor. Then it like started kicking back at me when my foot was on the brake at times. I'm just like, holy shit, dude, I gotta change it. So anyways, one of these days coming up, gonna get those swapped out hopefully. Um, and oh, I checked out a Jeffrey Ledbetter recommendation. We watched The Lighthouse.
Oh, how was it?
I don't know, man. I don't know what to think of that movie. We were just like, what the hell? Like at the end, it got to be like 15 minutes to the end, and I was like, I really fucking hope this ending makes this movie make sense. And it pretty much not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. I had so many questions. Like, what the fuck is the movie about?
So
Like,
from what I understand, it has to do with like the last thing that Willem Dafoe says, something about Prometheus and Praetorian. Like it's the god of the sea, then god of the sun. So he got too close, like he stared into the sun and it killed him, kind of thing at the end. And he was left to spend the rest of eternity with the birds picking at him while he's still alive. And then
hmm,
also something about, I guess I want to say Praetorian was like is like a sea god, and that's what he was supposed to represent, Willem Dafoe. But also it's pretty
oh,
much just slow descent into craziness. because you don't know what's real and what's not. Was Defoe really?
Yeah.
Uh,
Was he even there? Like,
I
like
don't
I felt
know.
like I asked that at times too, because it's just like, it almost seems like this is just like a made up dude. But I mean, obviously he's right there, but then he like turned into that octopi thing at one point in time, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And then like at one point you think he's sorry, if you haven't seen it, but at one point it seems like he's like having like intercourse with the light on the lighthouse, so it's
Hmm.
and then like oozing down, like what the fuck. And then the movie, of all things, starts out with him just ripping ass. Willem Dafoe just ripping ass. It's like before any of them speak. And so I was like, did he just rip ass? And he just like, yeah, let's it rip again. I'm like, what is that? I guess that's just for the character building. I don't know. But yeah, I was like, okay. It was cool. It was artsy, like in that the cinematography, is really good. Like it's Robert Eggers' like kind of signature. But dude, the story was not there for me. I thoroughly enjoyed The Witch a lot more than this one.
Hmm.
It made a lot more sense. They tied a lot of the things together more. Like this one, like I said, I had to ask what it's about. But after you explain it, okay, I see that. Like I love that mythology of the dude that gets eaten, or like his torture, his demise is like to be chained up and then like picked at while he's alive. Like I forget the name of that story or who that is actually about, but
I want to say
um,
that's Prometheus because it's the same with Alien. He gave them the forbidden knowledge, and his punishment was, like you said, forever chained to the rock. And Crow comes and picks his liver out that regrows every day for the rest of eternity.
okay, nice. But yeah, so that aspect of it is cool, but um, man, just so many questions. And so for those reasons, yeah, I don't know. I probably won't watch that one again. I don't know. Maybe like I really liked the cinematography shot when Willem Dafoe is kind of going into the craze, like balls to the wall, like mad, and he just has this light shining on him, and you could tell it's like one take, and he just looks like a madman, like and doing his whole chant thing, whatever the hell that was. It sounded like a script from an I don't know. I'm gonna sound like an idiot trying to explain it, but yeah.
So, who do you think did the better performance then? Would you say Robert Patterson or Willem Dafoe?
I think they did both equally. They were equal in performance, I'd say. They both did awesome. Like they both really, I think, um, became the characters. You know what I mean? Like they were all into the character. You could really tell that just watching it. So that aspect was cool. Like I like a good dedication from an actor into the character. Like Joaquin Phoenix, I feel like is another one of those guys that really does that.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, those dudes just they didn't disappoint in acting, and Willem Dafoe especially, like the accent and everything, the language, that was awesome. Um, Robert Pattinson was weird at first. It was kind of odd, but then it like as it goes on, you hear him talk more. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so like as far as their acting goes into the character, yeah, they sold those people for sure. But man, weird, interesting movie for sure.
Oh yeah.
But to tie that in with metal and somewhat metal news, uh, Rivers of Nile announced a new album, and for the intro video thing or the reel for it, it's just like it's that lighthouse foghorn. I was like, oh, that's weird. I just watched that movie the other day. So, anyways, I thought that was cool to kind of tie the two subjects together. But and I'm interested to see what comes of that. So, um, but anyways, oh yeah, and it's also called House of Light. Sorry. So that's
Ooh.
like that's got to be a direct reference, right?
Hmm. I would
But
assume so.
yeah,
At least of the
yeah.
of a
I mean,
lighthouse.
yeah, yeah. House of Light, The Lighthouse. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah,
A lighthouse sample.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. And they had that whole departure with the old vocalist, which I gotta say, man, I really miss them with that dude on those first couple albums. Like once they got
Hmm.
to the work and stuff, I was starting to fall off and didn't listen to them near as much. But man, Monarchy and then fucking Where Owls Know My Name, dude,
Hmm.
stellar albums, absolutely
Oh yeah.
stellar albums. But yeah. Anyways, man, um, enough for me. How was your week?
It was good. Had drills past weekend. I just kind of did my last little handoff, did a site visit with my replacement. Stayed down there, drank and hung out with him, and but then going back to work the next day. So just kind of been busy with work for most part. Um, been hitting the gym a little bit more since now my new work has a huge gym as opposed to
Nice.
my previous place. So that's been nice. Took today off just because it's supposed to be arm day. I was just like, no, I'm just gonna relax. It's just arm day. I mean, I'm gonna
Yeah.
work out chest and back another day, so at least I'm not missing leg day. That's tomorrow. So, but
Oh man, I'm the opposite on that. Like I'm way more prone to want to skip leg day than arm day.
oh, I want to skip leg day, but I know I shouldn't.
Yeah, I definitely get that, but I'm just like I'm more on like the, oh yeah, let me jack up my arms, fuck my legs sort of attitude when it comes to that. But I guess that's why you get like the top heavy dudes in the gym that just walk around like, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah, and I tried to, except from what I understand, the working out like doing the squats and the deadlifts, it's really supposed to work out. Like primary is supposed to be your legs, but it also works out your core a lot. Then also that's kind of help make
right?
everything else work out a little bit bigger. So I hate leg days so much, but I
Yeah, dude,
understand like I
sucks.
kind of need to do it. So it's once that's over, it's like, oh, the rest of the week's my favorite, chest and
Yeah.
back. So
Well, and I gotta say, leg day, like I don't get to sweating like I do on leg days.
mm-hmm.
Like, man, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But
Do you think
yeah.
it's maybe because your whole body is like, especially with squats, you're just your whole body is underneath that thing, as opposed to where with bench it's just your upper body. You feel a little bit more. I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel a little bit more safe. It's something about having it on my back and then just going down with it. I don't know. It
hmm
weirds me out. It hurts all
I,
over.
I think it's just like you were saying, like when you're doing legs, you're not just using your legs, you're using like every almost, all the muscles in your body. Like when I'm
Hmm.
doing squats, like we're doing our workouts from home, but so we'll still use like dumbbells for added weight, but just whenever you're doing like a front squat or something, like you're still like activating your abdomen. So I mean, you're
Hmm.
still straining other muscles, but whereas arms, I feel like can be more isolating in just arm workouts. But I don't
Hmm.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really all I've been doing. Oh, we got a new basketball goal for the for Annie. Just came in yesterday, but I thought, you know what? I just got home. Annie's not here. I can wait till tomorrow to set it up. But sure enough, it's super cold and
Yeah,
tomorrow's gonna rain. So at some point I'm gonna set up this basketball goal.
nice. That'll be
Yeah.
cool.
Other than that, that's all I got for my week. Yeah. You ready for this a lot of new music?
Yeah, dude, let's do it.
New, 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 new.
What are you guys listening to?
Weekly playlist.
Weekly playlist.
Weekly playlist. Weekly.
New, new, new. Yeah, this week we have a very large playlist of 5 hours and 3 minutes, and that's not including
Wow.
the two albums that Sean sent, and then you sent an additional album with another new single. So, should we start
Wait,
with the
which
playlist
ones?
first?
Oh man, yeah, he sent those the Bandcamp ones, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, let's start with the playlist. Sorry.
All right. So this week there's a couple new singles. The first one and the biggest one is the new single by Behemoth. We talked about it a
Oh
little bit
yeah,
last week. The
ended it
Shit of
with that
God.
last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
So what do
So
you think of this one?
no. uh. It's Behemoth. I mean, it sounds like they're still kind of in that Satanist phase of
Mm-hmm.
style compared to like the earlier days. It seems like they're more comfortable with this slow kind of motion Behemoth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely different than the early stuff. Is it still like heavy? Yeah, it's still heavy, but it's just not as aggressive. I think I really miss that aggressiveness. You know what I mean? So for me, it
Mm-hmm.
was just a little bit of a letdown. But with that being said, like it's a fun song. I can tell that live, it's probably going to be like a super fun, like crowd interacting style song that they're going to whip out, and everyone's going to be able to chant with it and stuff. So that'll be cool. Um, but yeah, man, I don't know. I just kind of a little lackluster, but it's Behemoth.
Yeah. Yeah, if I
He
was
looks legit. Like I like the video and stuff. Like I thought that
mm-hmm.
looks awesome. But what'd you
Yeah,
think of it? Sorry.
it wasn't bad. It was still like you said, it feels a lot like this new stuff, like the from Satanist onward, but kind of that more refined and theatrical a little bit. Kind of a
Mm-hmm.
step back from like the aggressiveness of like apostasy or a demigod and stuff like that. But I would say it still is better than I liked it better than their previous album. I'd say this is more of the realm of like somewhere between Satanist and I Loved You at Your Darkest. So it's
Yeah.
still not bad. Let's just
Yeah.
see how this new album comes out. Because I don't know, I was really not a big fan of the previous one because I thought it was, I don't know, it felt bland.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, it's still the same vibe, but it's still at least memorable. And like you said, if you saw it live, you'd want to sing along. So at least it has that
Yeah.
going for it. So I don't know.
I think my biggest letdown is as soon as it starts, it's almost like this cookie cutter sampling orchestra that they're kind of doing at the beginning of all the newer style. You know what I mean? Like they kind of
Hmm.
adopted it with the Satanist and they just never really let it go. And I'm kind of getting bored of that. Like, I've heard you guys like start a lot of songs like this already. Like, can't you do something different? And it's like to the similar tune of like the symphonic deathcore bands, like doing that. Like they all start with that fucking sampling like orchestra that almost just kind of sounds the same to me. I mean, if
Hmm.
I listen to it more, obviously I'd be able to identify different songs and stuff, but I don't know, you know what I'm getting at. But this is like
Yeah.
the behemoth style of it. It sounds like I can't even think of one off the top of my head. Just I haven't really listened to the last two albums enough, I guess, to give you a title, but like the last good one that was different to me was like Messe Noire or Messe
Hmm.
Noir because it just starts out boom down 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 and like the like just super hard hitting right from the get go, man. Like I love that. Like not every single song needs this like intricate like slow start like with the orchestra and then we'll kick into this and then we'll go to that. You know what I mean? Like just fucking
Hmm.
get there, dude. Like, but
Yeah.
yeah.
In all honesty, the beginning kind of reminds me a lot of the ending to that what is God is Dog or Dog is God song, that
Mm.
Elohim. It's pretty
Oh
much the
yeah.
same style of rhythm and everything that's going on with the beginning of this one. So,
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I remember the end of that now. But
but
yeah.
yeah. Up next we have the first new song from Poison the Well in so I guess they did come out with like a 3 EP project, but last full album that came out from Poison the Well was 2009, so we're talking about like 16 years.
Oh wow.
And this is the new song Trembling Level. Um I'm excited. It can pretty much sounds just like the Tropic Rot kind of era of Poison the Well. still the heaviness and kind of like hardcore style with a little bit of the singing, but it's not the it's more of his older style, to where it's almost like a Deftones kind of style of clean. Not really like the newer wave of metalcore's clean singing. So
Hmm.
I enjoyed it. Eager to see if this does lead to a new album because I've missed Poison the Well for a long time. So hopefully I will get to see them later in April. We'll see. All dependent on work. But yeah, did you listen to this one? And what did you think of it?
I li- I did listen to this, and I thought it was cool. But like for me, I'm honestly I'm pretty new to Poison the Well. I was never really like a long time Poison the Well listener. I know it seems like they kind of had a really big following, like in the high school days, and you mentioned that year 2009, and that's like the last I remember hearing about them. And so, um, but yeah, I was never really a Poison the Well listener. But hearing this, I thought was cool. It sounds like it's got like a unique sound with the vocals and just with the other stuff. But yeah, they were cool, man. I dug it.
Mhm. All right. Let me look for other singles. I think that's it for the singles on the playlist. However, I also want to bring up one more single that you sent me that's not on this playlist, and that is the new single by Revocation
Hell yeah,
featuring
dude,
Travis Ryan. What was it called
super
again?
sick. Um, oh shoot, damn it. That's how you know you're getting old is when you start saying shoot. Oh
Oh, dag
darn.
nabbit.
Confines of Infinity.
Yeah.
Revocation featuring Travis Ryan of Cattle Decapitation. Sick track, dude. I thought it was a
Oh
banger.
yeah.
Um, got that traditional revocation style. Not really a whole lot different there. It kind of seems like he's leaning more on the growlier side of his vocals than the other. Um, but he's, hasn't changed up a lot of his what he's doing, but that's not a problem either. I love revocation. So, but this one's kind of more slower, like kind of beefier, I guess, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. Then Travis Ryan, dude, does not disappoint. Sick as hell. And they sound great together, man. Really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But what'd you think? What'd you think of it?
Oh, I loved it. I was really surprised to see though that Travis Ryan was going to do a song with Revocation because I always kind of associate them with almost like a like death and thrash a little bit. So I always figures like,
Yeah,
well, the thrashiness is going to be a little off-putting with like Travis Ryan sound, but as soon as it starts, it does that, like you said, the slow kind of pounding sounds. Like, ooh, this is good, and his deep, David Davidson's deep growls going into is like, ooh, this is
yeah,
good.
dude.
And then Travis Ryan, it does fit perfectly with that sound, and
Hmm.
it this is an awesome song. So I'm excited to see. I wasn't really too into the previous album, NetherRealm, but I do love this band's a bulk of their albums. They have a lot of great albums, so uh, hopefully a lot of it sounds like this, or at least even some more cool features. Maybe not the boarded Vault of Horrors level. Some cool features like this would be cool on a Revocation
Yeah,
album.
yeah, for sure. Like couple game changers.
Hmm.
Signs of the Swarm. The vocalist just posted the other day on Facebook, I think it was, that they're recording the new album and they just got the features in or something. And he's like, who do you hope to hear on the album? And it was just like a bunch of deathcore recommendations, but like I said, Corpse Grinder, dude. So I'm like
Ooh,
how odd would that be? But then I think would be so badass with their style of music. Like
yeah.
I don't know. I just love his lows. But
Yeah, and he does some cool features every now and then of like random bands. Like he's done a feature with Joffrey Cowboy.
yeah,
I want to say he did one with did he do one with Suicide Silence? I can't remember.
I don't know if he did Suicide Silence. Wait, did Corpse Grinder did one with Job for a Cowboy?
Yeah, that was on the Sun Eater album, I want to say.
Oh no shit. Wow, why do I not remember that?
I want to say it was like
Damn.
which one was it? Yeah, he also did one with Ice Nine Kills, which was weird.
Yeah, I do oddly remember that. Well, and he had like that whole side project with the dude from Killswitch Engage. which
Yeah.
was actually really cool. Serpentine Dominion.
Here we go. Synthetic Sea.
Oh, he did that one?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, dude. That's awesome. That's a great song. Well, anyways, what were we saying now? Oh yeah, features. But yeah, I just think it's cool to mix them up. You know what I mean? Do the unexpected, and that's what really draws the attention. I mean, Aborted doing what they did, definitely, that's going to draw attention. But I mean, hell, Sven, he plays with the deathcore guys. Like I know he's
Mm-hmm.
Ben Dur on, or yeah, same album, duh. But I feel like they did another one before that, even, didn't they? Or no?
I wouldn't be surprised. I know they've also
Trying to
had
think.
Acacia Strain on a song too.
Huh. Yeah. But I don't know. That's cool, and I think they should do like the guy from Dying Fetus. That would be pretty
Ooh.
badass. That could be cool
Yeah.
too. Mix him into the deathcore because they kind of tour together every now and then. Get some deathcore
Mm-hmm.
bands in there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know,
I
man.
do
I'm just a big fan of mixing it up.
I do feel like Dying Fetus has been touring a lot more recently with deathcore bands, it seems.
Yeah, right.
So I can see him doing a feature of some kind. Yeah. So let's now get into the albums. First album up is Tragedy of the Commons by Great American Ghost.
Mm,
I didn't check this one out too much. Kind of had it in the background, but from what I heard, sounds like kind of begins with a little bit of electronics. But I mean, wasn't the song I kind of liked it. The first song, Kerosene. It wasn't
mm.
bad. I'm not really familiar with this band. Um, but after that, I've kind of like Echoes of War was good, but after this the beginning, it just kind of lost interest for me. It just felt like it was the same stuff over and over again. Did you listen to this one?
Yeah, man. I actually thought it was pretty sick. They got killer riffage, man. Just riffs for days. And unique vocal style too. Like they got a unique sound, but it's kind of what you're saying. Like they just kind of get to sounding repetitive, and I hate
Hmm.
that for them. Just listening. But it's like it's one of those bands that just sounds like they're unappreciated, or
Yeah,
I don't know. Don't get the attention they deserve because like they clearly sound like they're full of talent, but just missed it with me a little bit. But I did make it through a majority of this whole album, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, man, it was a good
yeah.
listen. I thought it was interesting that so many bands came out with song Kerosene.
Yeah, I noticed
Like,
that I actually thought about bringing that up. I feel like that's the theme of this playlist. There's two songs called
yeah,
Kerosene, and then it says Kerosene in a one of the other songs in Enterprise Earth.
yeah. I was like, what the hell? It's interesting. So, who do
Uh-huh.
you think stole off of who?
I don't know. Someone stole someone.
Yeah, that can't all just be coincidence.
That you all came out with Kerosene the same day?
Yeah, it's like, geez. Now I'm missing where. Oh yeah, it was All That Remains. That's crazy. But anyways, yeah. Up next, you had Pentagram, and this is
Yeah,
lightning in a bottle. Um,
yeah.
this was interesting.
I was not too into it. And I want to because I watched the documentary. It's like, man, this guy had a hard life. He just wants to make music, but he can't seem to get off the drugs and have people support him. And then by the end of the documentary, he ends up kicking it and then record a new album. He gets his success that he wants. It's like, yeah. Then I see that he comes up with new albums. Like, yeah, let me check this out. Some old, like I think late 70s, early 80s doom metal. What could be
Mm,
wrong with that?
yeah,
I'm not too into this. This sounds very much just some barroom classic rock. But
just a
coming out in
different style for you.
2025. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
not too into it. What did you think of this one?
Yeah, you know what? I thought it was cool. I listened to some of it. I mean, am I going to listen to this every day? Definitely not. I mean, it's just not my go-to. But for what it was, I thought it was cool. Kind of had like I was just getting like rockabilly kind of vibes. with like the vocals especially. Not really much the music, but the tunes are good. I mean, for what it is, I hear this probably being played at like biker rallies or biker bars type shit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I don't know. I feel like it might have its own crowd, but yeah, interesting for sure. So, has this band been around for a while?
Yeah, I want to say like either late 70s or early 80s. They were
Okay, damn.
I want to say kind of big when they first came out, but after that, they've been having he's been having issue after issue. They even made a movie documentary about it. I think it's Last Days Here. So that's how I found out about him. And
Mm,
I don't know. I almost their sound I can see it being appealing to people. But I almost think of it when I hear it. I almost think of like somewhere this new album is going to be in a jukebox, and I don't know who still has jukeboxes, but somewhere this is in a jukebox, and someone's like, put it on that new pentagram at this biker bar.
yeah. Huh. So, is the documentary? Is it like depressing?
It was very depressing because he looks like a very kind of an old fragile guy, but I don't think he was supposed to be that old during the time because like early 2000s. And it seems
Huh.
like he has this girl that he really likes, but it seems like she's just kind of like dating him because he's like a famous metal musician. She's wearing like Bathory shirts and shit like that. It's like a kind of one of those like a groupie kind of thing. Then she leaves. He breaks down, almost breaks the band up again. It's a very and also his drug abuse. It's just a depressing,
Um,
but then it ends happily. So I was like, yeah, go get him, dude.
Go get him, pentagram.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah, I got
yeah.
to
If
like
you,
the Lady Heroine song. I listened to it
Mhm.
for quite a bit, or a good amount. But I got to that song and I just decided to switch it up. I was like, all right, I think I get it.
Yeah. There was a song. I forget what it was. Yeah, it just made me think of like the old like 70s, 60s songs, because like one of these songs might just want to be your fool. Like it made me think of that one song, I Want to Be Your Dog, I think it is, by like, Iggy Pop and the Stooges, like
Hmm.
old rock, and it's just like that kind of style. But if that sounds interesting to anyone, check out Pentagram's Lightning in a Bottle, brand new album.
Hell yeah, brother.
Um, Up next, I debated on putting this on here. I'm kind of glad I did, but up next is Anti-Fragile by All That Remains. What did you think of this?
Dude, actually, I thought it was pretty good. I
Hmm.
mean, for listening to All That Remains, like I kind of forced myself into it. Um, what I dislike the most, I think, is Phil's parts. Like I miss his Fall of Ideals self. Like I feel like
Hmm.
he's donned this different kind of style of singing, even, and it's just like there's some good screaming in there. Like the dude's got pipes, no doubt, but for some reason he doesn't sing like he did in the Fall of Ideals, man. And like,
Hmm.
damn it, I missed that because that was prime, obviously. But I think other than that, dude, like the tunes are actually really solid. And I mean,
Hmm.
damn, that dude like really stepped up and did good at taking all these plays, on leads because it's just like he's a fucking shredder, man. And
Oh yeah.
what's crazy is like that guy wasn't even. I don't even think he was a guitarist originally. Then he decided to pick up a guitar and kind of went under the wing of Ollie to learn it and has killed it, man. It's crazy. But I always want to say Ollie Sykes too, but it's Ollie Herbert, isn't it? Or
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, did he leave the band or did he die?
he died.
Oh, okay.
I think he like slipped and fell in a tub or something.
Oh.
Yeah, it was some crazy shit like that. Or
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. He was found in a bathroom. I can't remember if drugs were involved or not. Like, I don't know if there's a toxicology. I'm pretty sure there's probably would have been, but
Oh no. Yeah. I've not listened to this band in a long time. And I know Phil's kind of gotten into more of the political stuff, even hopping on some political podcasts as recurring people. So and its title is Anti-Fragile. I was like, okay, here we go. But you know what? You know what? Like you said, this is actually really good. I was very surprised, and
Yeah,
like the guitars are actually what is the most interesting for me. I think that it's
I
gnarly, it's
agree.
heavy. The solos are actually amazing. And I do
Yeah,
like
dude.
Phil's vocals, like not the singing parts, but I love the screams.
Yeah.
But I do think that is a problem. Is sometimes I think it's almost just the melodic parts in general. I think they need, like I understand it's always been a part of their sound, but like the heaviness reminds me of like a modern day Fall of Ideals, but the other stuff reminds me of like that album that came after Overcome or whatever, because that's when I
Mhm.
stopped caring. It just felt like
Yeah.
kind of like that octane metal kind of stuff. And so I wasn't
Hmm.
really too much into like whenever it got all melodic and he starts singing and because also I feel like that's antithetical to the title Anti-Fragile. Because how are you going to say you're anti-fragile, but because I feel like whenever you do the clean singings, you're becoming vulnerable, which makes you fragile. But the name of the album is Anti-Fragile.
It's just walls.
But yeah,
He's
I
putting up
do.
walls everywhere.
I will say No Tomorrow is like the soft song, but I still think it's yes, it's octane metal, but I thought No Tomorrow was actually pretty good. Divine, Kerosene again.
Yeah. Crazy.
Awesome, awesome riffage, pretty cool heavy parts.
Hmm.
Not bad, not bad. All that remains.
Dude, yeah. I mean, way to go. All that remains. It actually got me kind of excited about metalcore again. And like, I've been
Mm-hmm.
so just kind of blah about metalcore in like the last 10 years for sure. Um, so this was a great refresher, man. And
Mm-hmm.
like, it shows me that there's potential for me to like that style again, which is
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Kind of makes me want to go check out, see what's Kill Switch doing as well, kind of thing. I kind of stopped with all
I,
that stuff.
yeah, I haven't gotten that confident to go check them out. I don't know. I seen they
Ever since
released a song
Howard.
called yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, and their most recent video is called I Believe. And so I not yeah, I don't know. I saw it was the dude's face and I Believe. I was like swiped. Nope, I'm not watching that. I don't know. Not ready for that. Not ready. If someone wants to recommend it to me, then yeah, sure, I'll give it a gander, but I'm not going to just go out of my way to check it out. I don't think. Sorry.
Up next we have Scenes of Agony by Black Talon. I actually kind of enjoyed it. It made me think of like kind of like old Anthrax. Uh,
Oh, okay, yeah.
at least especially in the vocals. It was fun. Certain songs stuck out like Cryptocracy, Falsifier, Forlorn Hope. What this wasn't too bad. Kind of that old school thrash, Anthrax vein of it. What'd you think of this one?
Yeah, I didn't spend too much time on this. It's good quality sound, but just wasn't the vibes that I was really feeling. So I kind of moved on from it pretty quickly, but um, it was cool. I mean, from what I heard.
I get you.
Sorry. Kind of lackluster review there.
Oh, you're good. This one will be the same for me. The up next is Foul Transfixion by Repugnator. Um,
Mm.
I didn't stick too long in this one. I felt like I got the gist, and I wasn't that interested. Yeah,
You
kind
think
of
that's
like
how you
a
pronounce it?
Repugnator. What do you think it is?
I don't know. Repugnator?
Repugnator. Ooh, that would
Repugnator? Repugnator? Oh, is that it? Repugnator?
Repugnator. I don't know.
Is the G silent? Repugnator?
Oh, because I was thinking it was trying to be like repugnant.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make sense. Repugnator. Maybe it is Repugnator.
I don't know. Repugnator. How'd you say it?
Uh, I don't know. Repugnator? Or no,
Repugnator. Repugnator.
uh, Repugnator. Yeah, I was just doing a silent G. Repugnator.
That would actually be good too.
I don't know. Weird
Either
ass name
way,
though, huh? Yeah.
yeah. Either way, their new album, Foul Transfixion. Kind of like a very dirty death metal. It's not bad. I feel like I've just kind of heard other bands that kind of do it slightly better, like Puke Mutant has a little bit more of a grimier sound. What did you think of this one?
I like that, man. Like, I like it's got me thinking about like Watain for sure. Like the
Hmm.
sound, I think the vocals are a lot similar to Watain in that style, have that really distant reverb and stuff. And I'm a sucker for that. I don't like obviously too much, but and someone might think this is too much, but I thought it was kind of cool. And it just kind of reminds me of Watain. But yeah, not bad.
Yeah, and that's
And that's a new
Repugnator
album,
or Repugnator, their new album, Foul Transfiction,
Foul Transfiction. And I
or is
mean
it
that
Foul
wasn't really a proper
Transfixation?
review. Oh, um, Foul Transfixation. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay.
We're fucking everything up. But no, that was just me peeping it. I actually didn't listen to this whole one, so I do want to go back and check this one out. But
All right. Yeah, I didn't check it out too much. I think I got into the second song, The Sprawling Piles of Disgust, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because everything we were listening to this week, we had all of this and then also
mm,
all of Metallica.
yeah,
So it was just a lot. So maybe
yeah.
in free time.
Well, I got a pretty wide range of of music that I like, but I don't know. It's like the competition with releases these days is just so tough because I was like hooked on the Enterprise Earth for quite a while on this round. And
Hmm.
once I'm in that kind of lane in that style, I just kind of want to hear like similar to that. I don't know. I go in like these modes where I'm just like, oh, I want that. And
Yeah.
so this is like drastically different than that style. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah. I
it,
get
it,
that way
it can be
too.
hard sometimes. It can be hard to like flow one to the next.
Hmm. Yeah.
So we're not
Speaking
trying
of
to
that,
shit on bands if we are.
no.
That's what I'm saying.
Speaking of that,
But
though, up next we have the brand new EP by Enterprise Earth, Descent into Madness.
for sure. Yeah, this was sick, dude.
Yeah. This was I think this is the first one I checked out. I've never been super into this band. I especially didn't like their previous album, but this one, uh things are clicking. This is nice. This is probably the
Yeah,
best thing I've heard by this band.
I
Like I
agree.
did like the Luciferians album, but this hit. This was good.
Yeah,
Um and again the kerosene lyrics in the opening track, the Descent. Uh
yeah. Only
yeah.
way is to burn it out or something
Hmm.
to that effect. It's like, damn, that's pretty sick.
Yeah,
They they
what'd you think of this one?
I think they won the best kerosene reference this week out of the other two
Yes.
songs that are named kerosene. I mean, the Great American Ghost Kerosene is pretty sick, but um I just love that line in that lyric. I don't even know what track it is, like 3 or something like that, but yeah, kerosene down your throat, only ways to burn it out. Something like that. But yeah, dude, this EP I think is what it's called. Um, pretty damn awesome, man. Descent into Madness, and it's got like just kind of like I don't know. It's just Enterprise Earth, but like you said, man, I think they've like finally, it's finally clicking with me too. Like the songs are just, it's awesome, man. It rips. It's heavy as hell. Um, deathcore style, but I don't know. What would you say they are?
I would say they're deathcore. I feel like it's every so take like the best parts of Enterprise Earth's best stuff, and then like take the things that they were lacking in and get rid of those lacking and make it replace it with good. Like I feel like the vocals like have always been kind of close, but this time the vocals actually like are sick and like are
Yeah.
actually packing a punch and hitting everything you're wanting. And then with that, it's meeting well with the instruments, kind of going crazy. Drums are kicking ass. Guitars are sounding evil as shit.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
it's a banger all the way through. Enterprise Earth is finally fine tuned, in my
Hmm.
opinion.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's my favorite Enterprise Earth for sure. So yeah, check that one out, man. Enterprise Earth Descent into Madness. And I love the shapeshifter kind of reference. Doesn't he do that like throughout the EP? Isn't there
I think so, kind
or
of
is
like
it
with
just that
Shadows
song?
Below.
Yeah. I felt like I heard it a couple times.
All right.
All right.
We
Sorry.
have up next we have kind of a switch and pace. We got the brand new album of Violation, Strife, Abominate. Period in between each of those because that's what this band does with every release is three unrelated words with periods, and that is the new album by Revenge.
Absolutely every single album too. And even just
Yes.
it's really just a different variation of the album cover. Like it's all
Mm-hmm.
very similar. They all got the triangle going, but I don't know. I find the aesthetic interesting, but man, when you hear this, you're like, wait, did I drop my phone in the water? and uh, and then I'm just kind of met with confusion. And it's not even really the guitar and drums, but the vocals. I'm like, what is he? Is he screaming into? Is he screaming through like a plastic plate, and the microphone's on the other side? Because that's kind of what it sounds like. I can't really explain it, man. What do you think of this?
So I've always had so their aesthetic has always reminded me of Nails, but they sound nothing like Nails. And I've always had the same impression of them ever since we
Yeah.
first saw them. To where it's like it's black, there's some black metal in there, so uh but it's just like balls to the wall, almost like grindcore speed, like early Napalm Death style speed with like black metal. So they've always been like just everything grating about the different extreme metal genres all wrapped into one. From what I understand, it's an actual genre called war metal, which I'm
Huh.
not too familiar with, except for Revenge and a few other bands. So
So this
I
isn't
was,
grindcore? Because I would call it grindcore.
from what I understand, it's called war metal,
Hmm.
which is pretty much like kind of like what I was saying. It's like the fastness and aggressiveness and just chaoticness of grindcore with like the black metal the gratingness of black metal, like the shrill screaming and tremolos and stuff, all of that kind of wrapped into one to make it even more um, less listenable. Um, but in all honesty, so I've always kind of avoided Revenge. Like I've checked in on them every now and then, never got into it. This album I kind of did like a little bit more than I have in previous ones.
Really?
Once I got to Flashpoint Heretic, Strife, Invocation. So I'll say this, from what I remember, that it's only three people. It's just the guitarist who does like the highs, the drummer, then the bassist, and the bassist does the lows. I like the bassist. The bassist does some good. Like the lows are good. It's just that annoying ass that that
Yeah.
paper
It's a
plate through
gargly
recording.
scream.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
But
even felt like the lows are the same. Like it sounds like he's gurgly and like muffled too.
I don't know. Maybe it's just
But
the how they go back and forth. So maybe it's like, I'm so tired of this highs. The low just feels like, this is a little bit better.
yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think I agree with what you're saying though. Strife, Invocation. I remember a song starting out with a badass choom, choom,
Hmm.
or something like that, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like that actually sounds badass. Then they kick into it, but then the vocals kicked in. I'm like, "Fuck! If I could alter those vocals just a little bit, man, it might be more listenable in my opinion." But damn, it's just hard for me to really sit and like break down. It,
Yeah.
it sends me into stress mode. If you want to stress out and fucking freak out and do something, like listen to this album because it's nuts. Like I don't
Yeah.
know, man. It's just it's so wild. They are definitely like their own thing. Like I don't even know who to compare them to.
Yeah. They were almost giving me a little bit of like, Piss Grey vibes.
Yeah, dude.
Uh,
I was just thinking about them because I remember Caleb used to listen to them all the time, and
hmm.
they're just like one of those chaotic fucking balls through the wall death metal bands. Come on, cat, go out if you want to fucking go out. Jeez, she bitches when I shut the door. And on either side of the door, she just wants to. Like, oh my gosh. Sorry. Anyways,
You're
that
good.
album is Revenge, Violation, Strife, Abominate. Um, Man, yeah, just wild. Interesting.
Hmm. Yeah. Up next, so we have this band requested we listen to their new EP. Um,
Hmm.
some local
Who are
band.
they?
uh, it's this band called Dejector, and they have this new
Oh,
EP. Uh, Oblation, is it
tell me more.
Oblation or Oblation Husk?
Oh, Oblation Husk.
Okay. Um, and I'll say this: the instruments in here sound great. The vocalist though gives me a little bit of a vibe as if the refs are
He's
helping him
gay.
somehow.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they
In all
might be.
honesty, though,
I paid him off.
this is Dejector, friends of the band, friends of the show, and obviously the singer,
Yours truly.
the one and only Silas. Um, in all honesty, I did like this, especially the song "Fiends." Uh, Riffs are awesome. Also, I do have some questions when it comes to these vocals.
Sure.
Who does the cleans? I think it was in was it Voidsburg or and Dissonance?
Void song.
Yeah.
Uh,
Did I say
so
Voidsburg? A
yeah,
feast is
that's
a
hilarious.
feast.
That's great. Hell yeah. Um, so yeah, that's actually Josh. I
Okay.
decided to really tone back on this one because I tried cleans in the last. And I don't know. It's one of those things. Like you release some music and then you listen to it enough, you feel like there's things you wish you could change. And so with this one, I don't know, man. I really didn't want to participate in it as much. I just wanted to really get heavy with it, and so, but Josh, that whole song was really his just kind of brainstorm, and a lot of this band is, it's them two recording, and then they send me the tracks, and then I write to them. So we're not really constructing these songs together. It's just, it's really done online and stuff, but had a lot of fun with it, man. Decided to go with the theme like centered around, pathogenic virus. And just off of influence from like The Last of Us, that was actually a direct influence. And so, there's references throughout the lyrics that kind of connect to that and everything. So, yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, Josh, he did the cleans on Void Song, man, and I'm a big fan of that song and just how, um, yeah, man, just how he constructed that. I just thought was absolutely cool. But
I gotcha. Also, because I was wanting to also ask, so is it only you doing the other vocals?
The screams and yeah, it's mostly me. Fiends is that has two features on it, and one is Ray Garcia, I believe his name is, and then Will Gleason from Mercurial. So and
Okay.
Sean, the drummer, and that was his band, and they were in that band together, Will Gleason and Sean. So shout out to those guys. And me and Sean have been wanting to do a track with Will for a really long time, and then we thought it would just be really awesome to bring Josh's side into this, which was Ray from Godhammered. He was played. They played together in that band, so we just kind of brought them both all together, man, and. That's been a big part of this project is just doing things with our friends and people that we want to. And so yeah, man, it was awesome to finally do it, and yeah, just had a lot of fun, man. Basically, just kind of wrote fiends and designed this sort of spots for them, but I was just like free for all. If you guys want to do more or less, up to you, and yeah, so put it
I
together from
gotcha.
there.
Yeah, and so Fiends was caught me off guard with the vocals and stuff.
Yeah,
Uh, cool vocals on it, and especially like the ending lyric was "As they crawl" or something.
yeah, as you crawl.
As you crawl, yeah. And then the riffs on it. And then also I enjoyed my favorite songs were probably Fiends, and then I'd probably say and Dissonance. In Fathom did have the cool guitars at the beginning. Who's the guitarist's name again? It's not
Josh
Sean.
Caldwell.
Josh Caldwell.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of
Yep.
like a Louisiana bluesy vibe beginning. Some cool stuff on this EP. Good job,
Yeah,
guys.
dude. Hell yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, he's kind of got it's an awesome, just like sludge, kind of that NOLA sound is what I hear, in it. And so, uh, yeah, hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So yeah, check out Dejector's EP Oblation Husk, featuring the one, the only Silas on vocals, Josh on guitar, and Sean on drums, featuring members of Mercurial and who is Garcia from?
God hammered.
God Hammered. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Sick.
hell yeah. Shout
Yeah.
out to those guys, man.
Yeah, that is it for this playlist. We have a couple of other things. Speaking of Dejector, Sean sent us a couple of albums. Let me pull those up. First one was from the band Barshesketh. I think that's how you pronounce it. Their new album, Antinomian Ascetism. This was cool. Kind of like it sounds clean and modern, but it's black metal, but it doesn't sound like all these newer black metal bands. Almost like if one of the old black metal bands just got great production. Sounds really good. Kind of makes me think of like somewhere between like 1349 and Marduk kind of style.
Yeah.
Um, Opens with Radiant Aperture, and I can't really pronounce the rest of these songs. I don't know where they're from. Uh, what'd you think of this one? Did you check this one
Trying to
out?
pull it up real quick. Let me see these titles. Yeah, I remember the Marduk kind of. I know I clicked this. Oh, okay, yes. Sick cover, dude. That was one of the first things that really got me into it. Just really sucked me in. I checked out the track Antinomian Ascetism, or is that the single that was, or is that the album?
Yeah, that's the album. They do have
Oh, sorry,
that
yeah.
song on there as well, though.
Yeah, dude, this is balls through the wall. Super badass black metal for sure.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to go back and revisit this because I want to say I only listened to a couple tracks that day. But I'm definitely liking what I'm hearing in this mix, dude.
Hmm.
It's awesome as hell.
Yeah, super sick. Kind of traditional metal, but still done in that like very crisp, very well
Mm-hmm.
produced sound. So everything
Yeah,
sounds great. Uh, awesome. And that was Barshisketh. Is that how you pronounce this band's name?
I'm guessing that's probably would be my best shot at it.
Uh, he also
Well, I
sent
mean,
us.
should we say how we spell it? I guess just because it's not on the Spotify playlist. Barsha
Yeah, maybe.
Sketh. They are from Edinburgh, UK, and looking at their Bandcamp now, you can find this on there if it's not on Spotify. But Barshsketh. Super sick, man. Yeah, I love the sound, man. I'm gonna definitely have to go back to this.
Yeah,
But
it is
yeah,
on. It is on
oh, it
Spotify.
is.
Same with his other one as well. So we can always add to the
Okay,
playlist retroactively.
nice. I didn't know if that's like something people act like, seek out whenever they listen to this or not. But do you include it on like the episode, and everything?
I used
I
to,
don't
and
even
then I
know.
also used to post it. I need to get back into that.
I mean, it's up
But
to you, man.
yeah, but I have no way of seeing if people actually go to the playlist or not. Yeah, we also have from him Sarcophagum with an EP that appears to be called The Grand Arc of Madness. 4-track EP. This isn't bad. I still like the other one more, but this is still fun and good. Still kind of good production. More of a death metal vibe with a little black metal flavor to it. It's good. Ritual Pillars Burn, Feudal Futures, Vermiform, and title track Grand Arc of Madness. It's not bad. It's kind of seems like a smaller band. It seems like the top track has 2,000 plays. So go check this band out, give them some support. What'd you think of Sarcophagum?
Yeah, pretty good. Like, I don't know, blackened death metal, I guess is what it kind of sounds like to me, like old school Behemoth almost, but
Hmm.
even kind of heavier, more deathy. Um, but yeah, sick sound for sure. Gnarly ass vocals too. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
pretty sick, man. I just don't spend a lot of time on Bandcamp, and this was a Bandcamp rec. But these guys are on Spotify too.
Hmm.
Okay, right on.
And, and
Um,
then lastly, it's the one you sent,
oh,
Vertex,
okay,
the purest light.
dude, hell yeah. I'm obsessed with this right now. Like even like today, this has been sitting on this for a few days now. And I gotta say, this is my favorite release, like in the last week. Like this is I'm spinning this nonstop and I'm loving every single second of it, man. It is a great culmination of Meshuggah, uh, some Dillinger in there, and I'm not even a big Dillinger fan, but I can definitely hear like the influence in there. Yeah, dude, I'm loving it. What do you think of it?
I kind of like it. It kind of does. I was a little surprised you sent this to me because it does have like that mathiness to it. It reminds me a little bit of like Frontier and Tony Danza a little bit. Um,
Yeah,
but some so I really like the All My Hatred that I because I love those dissonant weird stuff. And then
yeah,
like I love that kind of stuff. One
yeah,
thing that's throwing me off and is bothering the shit out of me though is this cover. I don't understand what's going on at all. Um, do you know what's
yeah. I
going on
didn't
with
really know.
this?
No, man, and it's one of those covers that doesn't really quite match the music, in my opinion. But the music gets away with it. It's one of those
Hmm.
situations for me. Um, so I still think it's cool as hell. But yeah, man, that album art is weird as fuck. Like I can't really even tell what it is. Yeah, I don't know. Super misleading too into what you're about to hear. I mean, I feel like
Hmm.
their sound is just it's massive. Like they really capture that massiveness that Meshuggah has, and like
Hmm.
they just fucking get down to crushing at times together. Like all the instruments and like they hit the vocalist hits the screams at the right point at right time. Oh my god, I love it. And I feel like it like if they don't blow up from this release, dude, like I don't have faith in um, music anymore. Like no, it's just. But it surprised me to find that they only have like 3,000 monthly listeners. Like, dude, that shit needs to go way up. Like, this band sounds like they should be opening for big acts, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, they also so they kind of give me a little bit of the band Seek vibe, but and like you said, Meshuggah, it's
Oh yeah,
fun band, very mathy, but still also kind of hangs out in that the deeper range, kind of like Meshuggah or like Josh Travis styles music and stuff. Check it out. Check out Vertex. Get these numbers up. This is ridiculous. But check out
yeah,
their newest album, The
absurd.
Purest Light.
Do it, man. You won't be disappointed. If you don't want
Do
to
it
listen to the
now.
whole album, listen to All My Hatred, that first song that starts, and then tell me you don't want to listen to the whole album. So I'll think you're a fucking liar. No, kidding. But seriously, yeah, badass album, man. My favorite of the week for sure.
Yeah, that's it for new music. Um,
That's it.
yeah,
It's a wrap. It's done.
yeah, we got some new metal news ish. Did you
Metal news.
you brought up that Rivers of Nile
Beep, 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 beep,
is
beep, beep, beep.
that Rivers of Nile is coming out with or is announcing a new album?
Yes.
The guiding light. Is that what you said it was called?
House House of Light.
House of Light. I'm interested to see what it's going to be. Are they going to do more of like a deathy style, or how are they going to approach with the change in vocalists? And also, is it because they're just doing now to where one of the guitarists is singing, right? Or they actually replace him with a new person?
So they got that dude from Black Crown Initiate,
Oh, okay.
and then it looks like we got an official video out on YouTube already. Oh, it premieres in 36 hours.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. This is crazy loud. Sorry, I clicked on the video on YouTube, but blasting in my ear. But like literally on this reel, oh, I think I said this earlier in the episode, but yeah, they literally take the foghorn from that movie, The Lighthouse, and it sounds like a direct sample. And then that movie also made me like, do lighthouses actually make noise? And yeah, it's a foghorn. So like, oh, okay, duh. Because like, there it's meant to like signal to boats and shit that it's nearby. So it's like, makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. But yeah. Anyways, interesting, man. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, to be, honest, like the last songs even that they've released with the guy from Black Crown Initiate, Andy Thomas, I think is his name. He does the cleans now, but then they have the other guy doing the screams, and I just don't know if I'm a big fan of it yet. I mean, maybe these songs will be more well-rounded and legit, but like I want to say they released like a song called Criminal or something. Wasn't crazy about. And that was with the current lineup, so I don't know, man. I'm interested to see what happens, but I kind of feel like I have no idea what we're going to get into. It could be totally different, maybe. I mean, I guess we'll find
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, we'll see. Because I don't know, maybe if in the context of the album, maybe those songs will be good. We'll see, because one of the things they're good at is kind of building a world in each album. So we'll see how it works out. But sometimes the world isn't that interesting. Like the Works, wasn't too into that, but then you got the world of, like you brought up, Monarchy, and then Where the Owls Know My Name. Like, because how much recognition did Where the Owls Know My Name? That went everywhere, and it was a
It blew up,
huge like
man.
concept. So
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah, it
see
blew up.
how the album plays out. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Other than that, Grammys were the other night.
Oh,
There was a
yeah.
winner. Um, so there's a couple cool entrances into the best metal performance. They had Knock Loose with Poppy and Suffocate. They had
You mean Courtney LaPlante?
yeah, Court or whatchamacallit, Spirit Box with Cellar Door. But I guess
Her,
Courtney got uh misidentified as Poppy in an interview. So she played
that
along with
was
it.
hilarious. She played pretty good too.
Hmm.
But I totally blame the interviewer in that moment because I felt like she was going to go on to say for a second, like, no, I am Courtney. But then the interviewer's just like, no, no, you are. You've been nominated with blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, I am Poppy and I'm happy to be here. It's just like, I mean, I don't know. I felt like that was a lot on the interview, just doing a shitty job. Like, come on,
Yeah.
dude. Know who you're talking to. It's like, holy shit, it can't be that hard. Like, if you're going to go to that event and try to interview someone in the metal community, know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, know what,
Hmm.
I don't know. I just felt like, especially for metal at the Grammys, it couldn't have been that hard. Like, there can't be
Yeah.
that many metal bands going to the Grammys. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's like,
Yeah,
I
because
don't know.
there was only five entrances, and I'm pretty sure that's the only metal category. The rest is all rock and other stuff. So, and also, like you
Yeah.
brought up, like if you're gonna sit there and pretend like you know who one of them is, maybe try to figure it out and show some interest, or just not
Yeah.
interview the metal bands. Either way.
Yeah. Well, and Poppy has a fucking signature look. Like, she looks way different. Doesn't look anything
Hmm.
like Courtney LaPlante. She's like itty bitty, like little dresses, like in weird shit. And so it's like I felt like two totally different people, obviously. But
hmm
Yeah.
Also, I felt like Poppy would have been with Knocked Loose because they were nominated
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Crazy.
the winner was none other because you had to give it up to Gojira with
Gojira.
their Olympic performance.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
much deserved.
Yeah, for sure, man. That was awesome. Shout out to the metal community for winning that one. That's awesome.
hmm
Um, did you see Jaden Smith?
Oh yes, with his giant uh
Castle,
just like with the band Portal, because I'm pretty sure Portal did the
castle
exact
head.
same thing. Just a castle and his head poking through like the haunted mansion.
What's that for? What is it?
I
Like,
don't know because I don't know what he does. I
yeah, I mean,
don't
is it
listen to his
just to
music,
be
so
weird or okay? Yeah,
maybe it's for his music. I don't know.
it could be. I don't know. I didn't get the reference, but I thought it was great. I don't know if you follow Mario Duplantier, drummer of Gojira, on Instagram or anything.
Hmm.
But he posted a photo of Jaden Smith in his castle head, and it has. Then you see Joe Duplantier on one of the ledges of the castle with his guitar, taken from an image from the Olympics. So from their performance, I thought that was absolutely fantastic. It's hilarious. But
Justin
yeah.
sent me a meme right before he got on. It was the cover for Black Dahlia Murders Nocturnal, but instead of that giant castle, it's Jaden
Oh
Smith's.
yeah, Jaden Smith. Yeah, I've seen that one too. It's pretty funny, man. I love when a good meme comes out like that.
But
And I
yeah,
mean, he pretty much set himself up for that. Like,
yeah, he just wants
what the
attention.
fuck are you wearing? Yeah. Yeah, there's so many outfits. Like, that's all I could say. Like, Lex wanted to throw it on. And I'm like, oh, God. Like, no, I don't want to watch the Grammys. But, I don't mind seeing the performances. Honestly, Billie Eilish, that was actually awesome. Um, and I'm actually, I actually really like that new song, Birds of a Feather. That's, anyways. But she performed, and that was really cool. And but yeah, that was it. I mean, but I like to see the performances just to see if you get like a golden moment like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. Other than that, I was just like, I thought it would be cool if they aired like the metal segment, but of course they don't. It's all like the
Yeah,
poppy bullshit.
yeah. That's kind of just how the Grammys have always been. And it's ironic that we're talking about the Grammys when we're doing the Metallica episode because I guess there was a lot of so the very first time they ever had a metal category, Metallica was nominated, but they lost to Jethro Tull.
What?
Yeah,
Wow,
they
that's
lost to
crazy.
Jethro Tull, and I think it was their album Aqualung. Huge backlash about it. Still talked about a little bit this day. So I feel like the Grammys have just kind of always kind of been like, yeah, we want to include the metal community, but we don't really know what we're doing. Like,
Yeah.
even a little bit on the rock, because did you see who won the best rock performance this year?
I don't think so.
The Beatles.
What?
Yeah, I think it was
For
called Now
what?
and Then. I don't know. I think it was like a compilation or some box set, but that one, best rock.
Wow. Oh my God. I guess Paul McCartney's still kicking. Is he the only one? Him and Ringo Starr?
Is Ringo still alive?
I don't know. I don't even know.
But do they even do anything anymore?
Yeah,
Why is it
that's
when
that's crazy. Can we
new
not
bands
move
are
on?
exactly how are you going to have that even nominated against other newer bands with fresh new music? This is their time,
Yeah.
and then you give it to the Beatles, who broke
Yeah,
up
come on.
what
And
60 years ago or 50 years ago?
yeah, and turn on like any rock station that has the title rock in their name, even if it's classic rock. Tell me if you hear a Beatles track on there, because I highly fucking doubt you will. Like if you hear Beatles, it's always at Christmas time and that stupid "Simply Having Wonderful Christmas Time," which is my most hated Christmas song. Not even Mariah Carey, really. I mean, well, yeah, I guess I hate that one too. But anyways, they're not on rock stations. Like they shouldn't have even been in there. I feel like, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's also the Grammys, so I shouldn't have had that much yeah, thought put into it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, especially with metal and rock, they've always kind of fucked it up. I remember there's one year I was mad about it. It was a year, I think it was like Mastodon and Slayer and a bunch of great metal bands were in the category, but they gave it to Tenacious D with a cover song.
Hmm.
So how, if it's a
Weird.
cover song by a joke band, how are you going to say that's somehow better than these original artists who are taking it seriously?
Oh, no shit. I mean, I don't know. What song was it? I
I
don't
don't even
even
remember,
know.
but
Yeah, I don't even know covers they do.
I remember
Huh.
it won a Grammy. Then I've also seen
Wow.
sometimes where it was like Iron Maiden, but it was the live version of the song. So it was like one of their live albums they came out with. Like, why is this? Why is this the only category we get? And also, it's just pretty much anything that came out that year, even if it's a live album or a remaster, that's just all of a sudden in the running.
Yeah. What the hell, dude? I don't know. If anything's rigged, it's those. Definitely not the NFL. They're paying refs there
Yeah. So that's our metal news and the Grammys.
and the
Yeah.
Grammys.
Yeah.
I felt like I was going to add something else. Oh yeah, the Rock. So the Rock Award, they should have given it to Creed. They had a hell of a comeback this year.
Yeah,
Like
but
I
did
would
they
have been
release
more.
anything? Although
No,
I
but I
guess
would
I
have
can't
been
say
more
the Beatles.
acceptable of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Because even there's a band called Idols. They're like a post-punk weird band. They were in the running and they get like a lot of attention. They're like pretty big. Um, nope, the Beatles.
Hmm. Wow. Boo.
Yeah.
Sorry to any Beatles fan out there.
I To be honest, I don't really like the Beatles that much. I
Yeah,
really
I'm kind of right there with you. I
I feel they're overrated.
yeah, I do, man. Like I've never really got it. I think it's just kind of behind or not behind, but the wrong era for me. It just
Hmm.
never really clicked, man.
Yeah, I mean, I get it was big for its time. I get they revolutionized like how music was and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean why are we why are people still walking around acting like they're the greatest band in the world?
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know, man. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fuck the Beatles. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Um anyways,
um,
we just want
metal
to get straight
news.
into Metallica because we got a lot of albums to talk about.
Yeah, a lot of albums, and I really sucked balls on my homework this round, so I'm gonna just wing it. It's Metallica. How hard can it be? Oh yeah, Metallica. Give me fuel, give me now. All right, where do we
Sorry, getting
start?
these
Kill
in
them all,
orders.
or no?
Sorry, a little bit of a. There we
Oh,
go.
take your time,
Okay.
man. We got a lot
But
to get
yeah,
through.
let's start off with the debut, "Kill 'Em All." Originally supposed to be titled "Metal Up Your Ass." Um, Glad they changed it because I thought that was a little dumb. Because have you seen the shirts where it's literally a toilet with a hand coming out of it with a knife?
Dude, yeah, my dad actually I have this denim jacket. It's one of the very few things I got to keep of my dad's, but it's an old denim jacket from like the 80s or something. And he literally painted like the whole back of this jacket with Metallica, metal up your ass, and that logo on it. So I'm like, I gotta find it. I think either me or my sister has it, but I know it's in one of our possessions. So, um, but yeah, crazy piece of history. But anyways, yeah,
Oh yeah.
I think it's probably a good thing they went the name change. I don't know that they would have had the same success from it. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
Wild
same
guess.
commercial ability to move on from it kind of thing.
Yeah,
Because I think No matter how you slice it, I feel like this is the biggest ever metal band, uh, both past and present. Like, yeah, Slipknot, I could say is probably close, but Metallica, I mean, they've been doing arena tours for a while now and pretty much sell them all out. They kind of do whatever they
Dude.
want when it comes to touring
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah, they're getting ready to embark on a tour with Limp Bizkit and who else next year or this year? It's like a 2-day arena tour.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
remember
get
they were
this
doing
up real
that, I
quick.
think, last year with like Pantera, um, Five Finger Death Punch, Ice Nine Kills, and then Mammoth, who I guess is Eddie Van Halen's son's band.
Hmm.
I go
Oh
down
yeah, this is
to
the M72 um, tour.
yeah, and it's even a weird setup to where one show's on Friday, the other's on a Sunday.
Oh no shit.
Mm-hmm. And it's supposed to be like a no repeat, so it's like two completely different sets. So
Oh,
if you go
that'll
to
be
both,
cool,
you won't
man.
hear the same song.
Damn, that is cool. Oh, so that's this year. It's Pantera and Suicidal Ty. So opening acts will be Pantera and Suicidal Tendencies, and then the other will be Ice Nine Kills and Limp Bizkit.
That's such a weird lineup.
That's so weird. Yeah. So
Here we
weird
go.
but interesting.
Here we go. Okay. I'm finally on Kill 'Em All on Spotify. All right. But yeah. The legendary opener or legendary debut. From what I understand, they start off very underground, a lot of demos, a couple lineup changes. One of them still talked about to this day with Dave Mustaine, because he won't let it go, and neither will his fans apparently. But uh, great, great album. From a very young band at the time, very hungry, and yeah, this is a great album. Starts off with "Hit the Lights." Then my favorite track, "The Four Horsemen," awesome riff. And
Yeah,
then you
no
got
doubt.
other great songs like "Whiplash," "Jump in the Fire," "Anesthesia," "Pulling Teeth," which is that bass solo song, and also "Seek and Destroy." Great album.
Seek
I'm
and
probably gonna give
destroy.
this one a 9.
Starting off with a doozy. Yeah, man. I mean
Mhm.
this album does not disappoint. Thrashy, heavy as hell. Yeah, man, I love it. I give it a 9 as well.
All right. All right. You want to do the next one?
Um, sure. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm kind of going a different route because my phone's dying. So I am on Wikipedia, and you know you can trust it. Um, sorry. Oh Jesus. Oh, okay. What's the next one? Sorry.
Ride the Lightning.
Jeez. I didn't think this was going to be so hard for me. Why don't you go ahead and start it, Jeff?
So Ride the Lightning. So you'll notice, especially in in the first half of this of Metallica's career, uh, this album. There's a lot of people that said this is when they sold out. Um, because
Which is
the
crazy.
Yeah, like Kill 'Em All had was just fast paced, balls to the wall the entire time. This one, kind of some slower, heavy riffs, but then also Fade to Black has the acoustic stuff. So I don't know if that's what they're talking about with the selling out. Either way, though, if you didn't think Metallica could get better after Kill 'Em All, uh, Ride the Lightning. This is a one I got into later. Pretty much every track is awesome. Starts off with Fight Fire with Fire, Ride the Lightning, which has like the one of the most recognizable intro riffs. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
awesome. And good luck going to any high school football game and not hearing for whom the bell tolls. Uh,
Hell yeah.
although I don't know about you, but every time I hear the bells, I'm always sitting there waiting. It's like, all right, is it Hell's Bells or is it for
Yeah,
whom the bell tolls?
I know. And I'm always disappointed when it's Hell's Bells. Like,
Yes.
that song was cool when I was a kid, but I'm kind of over it.
Mm-hmm.
Never been a big big AC/DC fan though. So, I don't know. Yeah, I always prefer the Metallica bells. But dude, that
Yeah.
song is just it's got to be one of my favorites of theirs. Like I just love it so much. Um, but yeah, man, this album just totally kicks ass. Opens up fire with fire. Like I love that one. Ride the Lightning, For Him the Bell Tolls, Fade to Black. I feel like that's another such a great one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, dude, not a bad song on here, man. Like, holy shit, this album absolutely slays.
Mm-hmm.
I would give this one a 9.5.
All right. I think I'm going to give this one a yeah, I'm probably gonna give this a 9.5 as well. All right. Up next, we have so this is probably considered one of their biggest classics. Like either people talk to a regular Metallica person wearing a Metallica shirt and they tell them name your favorite Metallica album. It's either going to be probably the Black Album or probably 19 come on, load. I want to say 1984 or is it 1986? Yeah,
86, I think. No?
come on.
Yeah, 86.
86. Yeah, 86. With their Master of Puppets. You want to start off with this one?
Dude, yeah. Starts off great. Battery. Um, Classic Metallica song. And just another banger, man. Like, oh my gosh, like, they just made such great music, man. Like, great artists, like, for real. Sorry, this is probably totally stupid and redundant, but yeah, man, another a banger. Battery, Master of Puppets, The Thing That Should Not Be, Welcome Home, Sanitarium, great song. Disposable Heroes, Leopard Messiah, Orion, Damaging, kind of falls off on the later half for me
Hmm.
personally, but the first totally makes up for it. Like those songs are all so huge. Um, Battery's probably my favorite, to be honest. Like Master of Puppets is great, but I love the flow of Battery, man. It's so fun.
Hmm.
Um, this for me is probably going to be an 8.8.
Okay. Yeah, this Battery, I love Battery, everything about Battery with the acoustic intro, kind of the Spanish style of guitars, and then the larger than life when the guitars and the rest of the band comes in. The riff is great. The speed is great. Um, love Battery, Master Puppets, classic song. Um, thing that should not be. I love the heavy vibe and also the whole like H.P. Lovecraft kind of stuff vibe going on. Welcome Home is also great. Kind of the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I think it's supposed to be. Disposable Heroes. That's the one I want to say. Back to the Front is the line they keep repeating. Is that song? I'm trying to remember. Back to the
Um,
front. You will do what I say when I say back to the front.
I don't know. What song? Sure, we can
Disposable
find it.
Heroes.
Let's see here. Yeah, Back to the Front.
Yeah.
Back to the front.
Uh, very kind of, you want to sing along to it. Leper Messiah, pretty cool, but you kind of pointed out, and it's very true for me, is kind of falls off near the end. But I feel like the front half is so powerful. This is probably going to be up there for me. I'm going to give this a 9.8.
Damn. Hell yeah.
You gave it an 8.9,
8.8.
8.8. So that would
Yeah, you got to
be,
really math on that one.
yeah, I think it's an 18.6 or 9. Wait, yeah, 18.6. All right. Yeah, that is Master of Puppets. Up next is this. So between Master of Puppets and this next one, there was a death in the band's very big deal. Cliff Burton died in the crash, I want to say, when they were on tour. So with that, they eventually got Jason Newsted, but I don't know if it was in time for a recording of this album. So most people like to point out that this album does not have bass on it, and if it is on there, it's not audible at all. But that is 1980. Is it 7 or 8?
8.
1988's and Justice for All. Um, this is my favorite Metallica album. I love this album
What?
so
Really?
much. This is my favorite Metallica album. Like I
Wow.
said, because
I've heard that before. I mean, I feel like that's crazy,
yeah,
but that's cool.
I've gotten in arguments with people about whether or not Master of Puppets and Justice for All is better because I feel like they're structured very similarly. But I think, in my opinion, and Justice for All beats out Master of Puppets because it starts off very similar to where Master of Puppets starts off with Battery and Justice for All starts off with Blackened. Great song, just get your blood going, kicks ass song. And Justice for All, another long. It's the title track, long, but it's very beautifully done. The rest of the album, though, Eye of the Beholder, were kind of that political but not very specific stuff that I like is very present in that one. One, I love the song.
Oh,
I
dude,
love the
it's a great
subject
one.
matter. The music video is great. I love One. Everything about One is great. Shorter Straw, kind of like Eye of the Beholder, gets you going. Awesome. Harvester of Sorrow, kind of bringing back that H.P. Lovecraft vibe that I love. Parade Ends of Sanity, awesome. To Live Is to Die is kind of, it's just an instrumental. So, I mean, I feel like it equates to like either Orion or the other long instrumental tracks they've been done leading up to this. And Dyer's Eve, great. Loved it when Revocation,
Oh yeah, I covered it.
yeah, great. Kind of a pissed at mommy and daddy kind of song, but it's still great. Yeah, I love this album. This is my 10.
Hell yeah, that's cool,
What's
man.
your thoughts?
I've heard that this album is some people's favorite, but I feel like I also hear so much criticism on it. Like I felt like there was a definite change in like the production style. I felt like it almost kind of got worse from Master of Puppets, but do you think that, or I feel like
Um,
it's noticeably different,
so I
but
feel like
maybe
it's
that's
not
the
as
whole bass
warm.
thing.
Yeah, I think it's the bass not being there, and I feel like it's to where Master of Puppets, and I think even Ride the Lightning has more of a warm sound production wise, to where
Mm,
this one doesn't feel as warm. But I kind of like that more with this vibe. So I think I see what you're saying, but I think that that difference in production is kind of what makes it stand out for me.
okay, hell yeah, man. Yeah, it's not bad. Like it's got some great songs on it, but I mean, collectively, it's just not my favorite. But Eye of the Beholder, I remember being good. One, obviously, love that song. Harvester of Sorrow, isn't that like the kind of double bassy one, or like his first attempt at like a double bass track, if I remember right?
Uh, I don't know because I know he does it on Dyer's Eve. It's pretty noticeable. Harvester of Sorrow is the
I
one.
don't know. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, no. Or is it Eye of the Beholder? Is that the
I think Eye of the Beholder does have the double bass in it.
That's what I'm thinking of then. I feel like, yeah, I always get those mixed up, but so Eye of the Beholder, yeah. Yeah, that one kicks ass, man. But yeah, it's not there for me collectively, so I don't know. I would give this one a 7.8.
Okay.
Sorry.
Why do you hate me? All right, up next. So,
The Black
no
Album.
matter how you slice it, pretty much everyone. I wasn't alive at the time, so it doesn't bother me at all. I got into this next album later in life, and this is the first Metallica album I ever listened to. But most people consider this is when Metallica sold out, and that's going to be either whatever way you want to call it. If you want to call it their self-titled or their Black Album. The Black Album made a lot of noise, both in the charts and album sales, but also with angry fans. Uh, but either way, it's still got a lot of meat in it. You want to go on this one?
Yeah, man, this is like my kind of like guy favorite. I mean, I say that because like I feel like there is so much hate on it, but like, dude, this is the one album where like you will probably hear every single song somewhere. You could like hear every single song. There's like the opportunity to hear it like on the radio somewhere. I feel like that, or I don't know, maybe not every single one, but close to them all, man. Like there's so many fucking hits on this one. Um, and it's just great listenability and just kind of grew up with it too on the radio. So maybe that's why, like, I don't know, this is my favorite. But yeah, man, this is my Metallica's 10. I just feel like it does not disappoint, dude. Every song is so singable, I think, like the ones that aren't coming to me off the top of my head is Of Wolf and Man. Like, I don't know, just looking at that title, I don't know that I can recite that one or how it goes. Uh, I
I
don't know.
know that one's
Yeah,
a little
man.
bit more riff. Has a pretty cool riff. If I remember, the chorus is a little bit more lacking, I want to say.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, this was the my introduction to Metallica. Like I feel most people our age, this is going to be their first one, and lots of fond memories of it. I do feel like for me, Enter Sandman, I'm kind of very tired of it, but I get why
yeah.
it's still a big song. But I do feel there's a lot of other good songs on this, Sad But True, um,
Oh, dude, so
which
good.
growing up, I just had the burnt CD. So for the longest time, I thought it was Sad Patrol. Um,
I did too. That's exactly
Sad
how I sing it.
Patrol.
Sad Patrol. Yeah. Sad Patrol. That is funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Totally
then
did the same
even
thing.
the kind of a thrashy vibe on Holier Than Thou. Um, then the Unforgiven, awesome, very vibe change from anything they've done previously, but it still hits. I especially loved it when they did put it in the show Lucifer on piano. I thought that was amazing. Fit the vibe, and I thought I was so excited, like Metallica, so excited. And then
Yeah, I still haven't watched that show. I know you recommended it to me, but I still haven't checked that one out.
it's a good show. I think even Lex would like it. It's because me and Danny started watching together. It's like, oh, this is great. Kind of fell off about season four-ish. Haven't really picked it back up, but when this song, they play this song, it's very memorable. Get you right in the feels. It's good. But yeah. Then the song "Wherever I May Roam." I love this as a kid, even as adults. Like I
It's
haven't listened to this in forever. Is it still good? Yeah, it's still good.
yeah, dude.
The riff
Kicks
is
ass.
awesome. And
Absolutely.
then also the song "Nothing Else Matters," another big one that kind of a vibe change. Um, we got the failed. Good album. I'm gonna give this probably a 9.2.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right. Now, so that's where most people consider this is when Metallica sold out. But like I said, I got into them later. However, in my opinion, going back, this next album is, in my opinion, where they sold out. And I, even going through this, I hate this next album so much. Um, that is, so this is
Why,
pretty
Jeff?
much a project of Load and Reload. This is the first of that project. And this is the album. It's the 1996 album Load. They cut their hair, changed their sound even more to like a hard rock alternative metal vibe. Um, and
This
I
where they
found so
dressed up like mechanics.
yeah, and I think Kirk Hammett started wearing eyeshadow. Um, even the artwork for the longest time, I thought this was supposed to be fire. Apparently, it's not.
Oil? Or-
No, so apparently this and Reload is a so they hired this specific artist who likes to use bodily fluids of some kind for art. This is bovine blood and his own semen underneath plexiglass.
What? Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my god, what the fuck? How's that not fucking weird?
Yes, and Reload
I mean,
is his own piss and bovine blood.
why? Why did they do that?
I don't know. Apparently James was also pissed off about it, but I guess this was like Lars's idea for it to be like more artistic and get with the times and James like this is fucking stupid.
Oh my gosh, that is
Like
so weird.
you got blood and cum on your album, bro. You cut your
Yeah.
hair.
Oh, it's crazy. It's so crazy. I
But
feel
yeah,
like, and see, I felt like that was the shitty side that like that he depicts in that documentary. Like you see him like going to like the art museum. I just remember seeing him like with his hand on his chin, like, oh yes, this one, and just like I don't know, just not a good image. And just to know that he like wanted this cum and blood on this album, it's like, all right, dude,
do you
sweet,
think he saw it at one of his art shows and was
hell
like,
yeah.
yes, what is this fire? Tell me about this fire. It's actually not fire. This is bovine blood and mixed with my own cum. How much do you
What
want
the
for it?
fuck? And what is reload?
Reload is the blood again and then his own piss. Yeah. But anyway, um,
It's creative.
shitty album covers to the side and weird. The music isn't much better on this one.
Yeah, the shit goes with the shit.
Yeah, starts off with "Ain't My Bitch." Um, I don't know. I still can't listen to this album all the way through. I know people shit on Saint Anger, but this I feel like this era is the worst. So I'm gonna give this a 3.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this album? I hate this so much.
That's hilarious. Yeah, it's hard to like. That's for sure. Ain't my bitch, and then 2x4. Like, why didn't you do 4x4? 4x4 is bigger and would be cooler of a title. But I don't know. I haven't listened to the song 2x4. I don't think. I've little memory of this album. Even King Nothing. I guess that made it on the radio, right? Or
I
to
think so.
popularity. I think I
I want to
definitely
say
know
that
that
and
one.
maybe Until It Sleeps and maybe Hero of the Day, but even then I feel like uh I don't feel I feel dirty listening to it.
Hmm. uh, that's funny. Do you feel like you slipped and fell into a pool of bovine blood and semen?
Yes. And just in someone's dirty garage that they haven't cleaned.
Yeah. Yeah, because I just remember like this. I want to say it was a picture when they were like in mechanic gear and even had like grease on them. Right, probably right around, or is that like the video for Fuel or something? Like, I
That
don't
might be
know.
fuel. I don't remember it too well.
If you give me fire. Yeah, terrible era. I'm gonna give both albums Load and Reload. Uh, yeah, I think you know what? I think that's pretty reasonable. Threes, boom,
You
back to
have
back.
both threes. So
Yeah,
this is going to be at the new bottom. This is going to be a 6. So that's more blows.
and I'm thinking that they were almost. I feel like they tried too hard with this one because there's also like a 5 year gap between the Black album and this, and so I feel like they like sat on it too long. Like I think they recorded it maybe. I total guess here, but I wonder if they like recorded it and they're like, "Huh, this kind of sucks. Let's sit and wait and see if it gets better." And then they're just like, "Yeah, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I like it. You know what? Screw it. Let's release it." And just kind of, I don't know, maybe something like that. Maybe not. Could be totally wrong.
Yeah, I even feel like the lyrics and the whole vibe of the band just got worse. Like even just looking at these titles of these songs, like "Poor Twisted Me," and then another song called "Mama Said." It's just this. I don't like this vibe, and I don't like anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then up next, I know you already gave it a 3, but up next is so that was Load. Up next is Reload. Um, I would say this one's slightly better. Um, it does have Fuel, which I mean, so here's the thing. I've put aside when they talk about cars for some reason in Metallica, like they have the song Motor Breath, which I'm not really a big fan of because I feel like it's the whole vibe of like I like cars and I like motorcycles. Therefore, I'm a badass. Like that's the vibe I get from it. They have a couple
Yeah.
songs like that, and then Fuel is literally just cars again. Uh, give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. I mean, the song's cool, but the lyrics I'm not too big a fan of.
Yeah. Kind of hokey,
Memory,
like it just didn't age well. But like that was a really kind of badassy thing and cool thing, like phase during that time, because that was
hmm
also like around whenever like the Orange County choppers were on TV and shit, and when that stuff
yeah,
got like some popularity. So, and like I want to say it was Jesse James, that mechanic dude. Didn't he have a
hmm
show too or something? But
yeah,
yeah, man,
and
it was like it was a whole phase of that.
that does make sense because both these albums kind of make me think of like people putting just random flames on their cars, and that's kind of
Yeah.
where that whole Load album makes me think like, oh yeah, it's just flames. Um, then you have the song Memory Remains. I'm torn because there's some parts of the song I like. I like the riff, um, but I'm not into some of the parts. Like, I do love the new memes that are coming out with this song. Have you seen this? Seen these
Uh-uh.
memes?
I can't even
Uh,
remember the song. It's not
Fortune,
even coming
fate,
to.
mirror, fame, but the
Oh, okay, yeah.
memory remains.
Remix. Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's like a TikTok or something where people and it keeps going. It's been like circling around to where people are like, "Oh, that's not the lyrics," but it's I think it's like Jason's gay, Kirk is gay, Lars is gay, but the gayest one is James.
Oh, wow.
But
Yeah.
also, so you probably
It's.
remember that song then, the
I think
da
it's
da
what it's like.
da
Gone insane
da.
or something like that. It's like, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Lyrics are definitely not good.
Then also for the longest time, I always thought that there's this weird, awkward da 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 da
Oh,
da.
yeah.
I always
Da
thought that
da
was either
da da da.
Lars or like some like short person singing it. No, apparently this is like an old female singer
Huh.
who
Okay.
like was famous. Apparently she died a couple days ago.
Oh, damn.
So
That sucks. Rest in
uh
peace.
yeah, I probably should look her up if we're
Marianne Faithful.
that's
See it
it.
right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, just passed away. That sucks. But yeah,
Yeah.
I always wondered that too. I was always confused, but da, 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 da. Yeah, huh,
Yeah,
interesting.
it's weird and awkward. And then also, so I love the original Unforgiven. This has The Unforgiven 2, which I feel like bastardizes it a little bit because this is the
Yeah, it's
second
kind of
one, so this is the Unforgiven 2. But even in the chorus, he somehow ties the 2 into the song because you're unforgiven too. It's
like the lyric was actually the number or something. That's funny.
yes.
But no, yeah, like yeah, it's like it kind of tainted it, you know. It's like a bad sequel.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Too Fast, Too Furious. First one was way better.
Yeah,
Actually, the
for
second one
that,
wasn't bad, but then it just got stupid. But sorry.
talking about Fast
Anyways,
and Furious movies.
yeah, yeah, that's
I
like
tried
it's
watching those again recently.
man, it's like what the hell? Like they literally took a hard turn towards explosives and doing crazy shit. Like I think it's 4. I tried watching 4 and I couldn't even get past that because 4 opens with 4 or 5. One of them opens with them trying to steal this vault from a bank with Dodge Chargers. And the vault's attached to the Dodge Chargers and they're just driving through the town carrying this big vault. I was like, okay, this is a little crazy.
I had never seen the fourth one until I think about a month ago because they were all on Netflix, and I got about halfway through, but even that opening, I want to say opens with them trying to steal gas tankers, and then
Oh yeah,
and
like he
it's like
ramps off of one or something.
yeah, and the crashes, it's all these explosions. Somehow he times it perfectly to where he drives underneath it, no problem. And then he finds out his girlfriend died, so he goes to the scene, and somehow he's so smart he recreates the whole scene somehow. And Fair's like, "This was no accident. She was murdered." Somehow he can
It's like,
tell in the dirt tracks that happened months ago. Like, no, I know.
it's like, who are you? Are you a superhero? Like, what? Do you have a
I might
special
not have been to
power or something?
school, but I went to the school of hard knocks here in these streets.
Like, yeah. Oh man, gosh, it's probably going to be a great comedy coming here soon. Like, I might have to, I might have to go through those actually.
Yeah, anyways, Reload, I'm going to give a 5. What's your score on Reload?
Yeah. Uh, I'm gonna give it a 3 as well. I'm sticking with my 3.
Okay.
Just because it ends with the song "Fixer" with 3 X's in it, right there. I'm just like, oh, what? Were they just in the writers' room and it's like, huh? What about "Fixer"? Oh, yeah, let's put like 2 X's in it. Get it?
All right, Lars, you had enough of your part. Let me put my part in here.
Yeah.
Take that, put 2 more X's in it. We're done here.
Oh, well, it's funny.
But yeah, that's it for that project. It was terrible. Um,
Sorry to
so
all
then we
the
have,
Metallica Load and Reload fans out there. But
I hope there's not that many. And you know what sucks? Um, is that those are the only 2 albums where Jason Newsted is on at all. And it
wow.
sucks because I feel like he was probably a really good bassist and probably had the right attitude to lead the band somewhere if they would listen to him. Instead, he's on the 2 shittiest albums. Um,
Damn, that sucks.
I want to say even he hates the albums because I want to say I read somewhere is like
I think
uh
that's right. Yeah.
I think someone asked him was like so have you bought your own, have you bought Reload yet? And he said if I probably would have listened to Memory Remains, I probably would not have.
Hmm.
So he does not like it either.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
In between Reload and Saint Anger, I guess there was they decided to invite a camera crew because they've been having writer's block, issues with the band. Even made a documentary called Some Kind of Monster about how much money and time went into this new album called Saint Anger, came out in 2003. They decided to go back to their roots, record it in a garage. Um,
Oh, so maybe this was
and
when they were doing the mechanic thing,
I don't know, maybe. Well,
or
I'd say
or
garage,
is
but it's
that the
probably like a
footage on the?
studio.
Oh, is that the documentary though? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Did they record? Okay, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
it's
sure they
definitely
did.
like a studio. Maybe it's just called Garage. No, Garage Studio.
I know that this is probably the most mocked and made fun of album. But going through it, I mean, yes, there's a lot of cringy lyrics on here. And then obviously the infamous snare drum. I actually didn't mind this one as much as I thought I was going to. Frantic has some cool riffs. In all honesty, I think the guitar tone in this album is actually pretty good. Um, pretty like everything's like really down tuned, sound pretty heavy. Um, like Some Kind of Monster has a pretty good riff. Invisible Kid has a pretty good
Hmm.
riff. Sweet Amber. There's some parts in My World. There's some parts of this album that are actually not too bad. Some good ideas here and there. I just think sometimes I don't know if Lars decided that his snare drum sound was going to be his version of the Blood and Cum album. Like this is going to be some artistic direction, but it was terrible decision. And then you mentioned it the last episode. Some of these lyrics, just what are you doing? It's
Yeah.
my world. You can't have it. It's my world. It's my world. Then obviously
Yeah.
the most annoying part was the in Frantic the tick 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 tock tick tick. Just that part.
It's oh, sorry to keep laughing, but it's just like when you really like break down these songs and like think about these lyrics, man, it's just I can't help but like crack up 'cause it's like and that was like my same reaction like watching the documentary and he's like just writing on his pad and paper, like I don't know, I just remember hating the lyrics. I was like, oh no, God, it sounds like a horrible decision, but I don't know, it's
Even
whatever.
hearing him sometimes like say it like he tries to like show the Bob Rock, I guess it was the producer, like this rhythm I'm gonna do. It's my world. It's my world. You can't have it. It's like, and you think this is a good idea to just put this in here? Like, no one is stopping him.
Yeah, right. Uh,
But
yeah. Uh,
I'm I still think this is better than the load and reload era. So I do think it's a little bit better. So I'm gonna probably give this a 6.4.
yeah. Um, okay. I would give it like I really did like Some Kind of Monster. Like maybe not the lyrics, but yeah, dude, like you said, there's definitely good moments in here. But just I don't feel like it was really done. I don't know. I think it should have been more refined for sure. Trim some of that
Hmm.
fat, but um I'd give it a 7.
Okay. You brought up Some Kind of Monster again. It reminded me of another cringy lyric part, and it was the. So I do like the Some Kind of Monster. I love the riff. Some of the
Some
lyrics I
kind
kind
of
of like how he's
monster.
like, yeah, like I like that chorus. I kind of like the idea of like these are the hand like slowly building the monster piece by piece was kind of cool. But the random lyric, we the people, we the people. It's like, okay. And then it's like, are we the people? It's like, I
Yeah,
don't understand. What is that supposed to mean? Like, you're building up to where it's like a American, like the Pledge of Allegiance. Then it's just, are
yeah.
we the people? I, awkward
Hmm.
and weird.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like, and it's like you said, man, like the dude's in the room and no one's turning him down, or maybe no one gave him the right guidance. But then at the same time, can you imagine the pressure that that guy's on, like, to take this band that had like huge success and then try to tell him to not do something? That guy's probably just like, shit, I mean, he did the Black Album, so surely this has got
Yeah.
to be gold, right?
And I want to say, isn't in that documentary they bring up, I guess there's a pact between like Lars and James to where he can't tell him how to do his drum parts and he can't tell him how to do his vocal parts.
Yeah, it's something like that, something to that effect. Like, yeah, I don't know. I can't remember it exactly, but I'm pretty sure in that documentary, don't they fire like the guy that's supposed to be, or they just basically fire this guy? I can't remember. Was it the therapist or?
I don't remember. They might have been the therapist. But I know that their producer ended up having to play bass because they hadn't replaced Jason Newsted yet with Robert
Hmm.
Trujillo.
Oh yeah, yeah. They did all the bass tryouts and stuff. They had a lot
Hmm
of people, like notable people, trying out too, didn't they?
hmm Yeah, I want to say they had like Les Claypool from Primus. They had the guy
Yeah,
from Corrosion and Conformity. Like they had a bunch of like bigger name people too.
yeah, yeah. It was pretty crazy. I'm actually going to look that up real quick because I want to remember that list.
Here we go. I got somewhat of a list.
Oh, okay.
You got so Robert Trujillo, he got it. Pepper Keenan from that name sounds familiar. Oh, he's the Corrosion Conformity guy. Les Claypool, Scott Reeder from Caius,
Hmm.
Chris Wise from Hollywood Vampires, uh, Eric Avery from James Addiction, and Jordy White from A Perfect Circle, and Danny Lohner from Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Robert Trujillo, or her, however you pronounce it, was definitely my favorite. Watching the auditions on that documentary,
hmm Yeah,
I
he
feel like
had
he
the most
totally
stage presence.
fits. Yeah, super energetic and everything.
hmm Up next, we had so there was a little bit of hype coming up for this next album, some about like a return to sound of old a little bit, and that was came out in 2008's Death Magnetic. What did you think of this album?
Hell yeah, dude. I actually really, really like this album. I think it was a moment of redemption for them for sure. Way, way better than Saint Anger, in my opinion. I love the singles for it. I want to say they were The Day That Never Comes.
hmm
Um, it's just like a long ride, but super badass song. And then All Nightmare Long is a really good one too. Um, but they also do like the Unforgiven 3, and I want to say that's better than 2, but still it's just like, why is it even Unforgiven at this point, because I just felt like it was far from the song, but I don't know. It's Did it have anything like
I
that you
think it
recognize with the
did.
first Unforgiven?
I think it did. It
Trying to
was somewhere
remember
in
now.
between because I remember first one was more like softer, second was more rockin'. This is somewhere in between, I want to say.
Oh yeah, it starts out with like the piano. That's right. So I guess similar vibes, whatever, but I don't know. I just didn't really like 2.
hmm
But sorry, let me get back to this album. But yeah, man, I was really happy with this return, and it's I think a really good one, honestly, man. Um, I would give this I would give this one a solid 8.
Okay.
Yeah, solid 8.
I also like this one. This was a not a full return, but a pretty good attempt at a return. Some pretty good songs on here. Like that was just your life. End of the line. The Day It Never Comes has a pretty good vibe, even though it's one of the slower ones. But I do love All Nightmare Long. I love that chorus.
Yeah.
I love All Nightmare Long. However, I'm noticing this is about. I don't know if it's left over from all their previous albums, but I feel like they don't know how to write a short song anymore. I don't feel like these songs need the chorus that many times. But it's
Yeah.
still All Nightmare Long. I'm fine with it because I love that chorus. I feel like it's so catchy and infectious.
Oh,
Um,
for sure, dude. It's a
yeah,
banger.
Cyanide, The Judas Kiss.
Cyanide, yeah. That one was good too, right?
hmm Yeah, I'm probably gonna give this. I'm gonna give this an 8.5.
Yeah, I'm just looking now on Wikipedia and it has like the demo magnetic, and I guess it was all the titles, like the temporary titles for them.
Hmm.
Weird.
Or
Doesn't
how
really have
different were
anything.
they?
Pretty different. Number 1 was High Guy. which is now That Was Just Your Life. 2 is 19, but it's spelled Neinten. Like why? I don't know. And it's all one word. 3, and that's End of the Line. But 3, Black Squirrel, and that's Broken Beat and Scarred. 4, Casper, which is The Day That Never Comes. Which is weird because doesn't he say the day that never comes in the song?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know.
there's just an inspiration of. I don't know. Maybe he watched the movie Casper and he's like, you know what? Death sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, man. Fun album.
Yeah. Um. Up next. So I feel like this is kind of a recurring theme with in this era. Like the previous album, there was a lot of hype of like they're back. They're going back to the original sound. This album had the same vibe when they came out with their single. And that is 2016's Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Remember the single was Hardwired, and it very kind of much had that anticipation, like they're back to the fastness, the heaviness. Um, and I do think it's kind of in a similar vein of Death Magnetic. Just a lot more songs, though. It feels like a lot more songs, a lot longer songs. But yeah, Hardwired is a good song. Atlas Rise, Moth into Flame. What else was on here? Mankind wasn't too bad. This one was
Dream No
okay.
More, I want to say was good.
Yeah. Yeah, and Now That We're Dead, even though I'm not too big of a fan of like that's the title of the song, and then also they make it very obvious that it's in the song. Now That We're Dead. Like I'm not too big a fan on that, but yeah, it's a solid album. I'm probably gonna give this probably a 7.8.
Okay. Yeah, man, I was pretty excited about this one too. I really liked Hardwired. I thought that's like a super fun thrashy one. And then yeah, you have the return of a short song. It's like just a hair over 3 minutes, which is crazy. Um, but really love the thrashiness of it, man. Atlas Rise, really good too. Moth into Flame. But past that, I just really wasn't crazy about on the second half of this one. But still fun. Really liked the sound. So I would probably give this one another 8.
Okay. And lastly, we have 2023's their newest album as of now, and probably for a while because they seem to always have long gaps nowadays because they can kind of do whatever they want nowadays. They're the biggest band, probably the richest metal band. I'd say both in metal and rock right now. And that
Yeah.
is 2023's 72 Seasons. Um, what'd you think of this?
It's not bad. I didn't stick with this a lot. There's good songs. Lux Eterna, I want to say was the single, and that one was really good. 72 Seasons is good, but other than that, man, I just don't really. Um, the rest just doesn't really stick with me. What about you?
I actually really enjoyed this one when it first came out. Even though the cover art, something about the color scheme, I'm not a big fan of like this bumblebee yellow and black. Not too big a fan of that. So it's kind of an eyesore to look at. But I would say so. Lux Eterna, I love. Kind of because just like the past two albums, Lux Eterna was the single, and it was like, oh my god, they're going back to like this kill 'em all kind of like fast, super fast vibe. And Lux Eterna does kind of have a little bit of that kill 'em all vibe to it, just a little with a little more singy style. But I do like it, like the song 72 Seasons, Screaming Suicide, Crown of Barbed Wire. Yeah, it's kind of that cheesiness, but then also Chasing Light. I kind of like this album. It stuck with me for a while. Still has some of that like dad rockness. If darkness had a son, it would be me. Is one of them. Um, but still, it was a fun album. I would probably give this one probably an 8. What was your score on this one?
Um, I think I would give it another 8, man. kind of
Okay.
riding with the eights, but like I really like how they've at least maintained, with coming back in 2008. And so I feel like, they're kind of just staying right there though. They're not really um getting like hits out like, just phenomenal back to back track, but they're staying steady with the sound. So I dig it. I was just looking at the cover and I can't help but think of like the I Spy books, you know?
Yeah.
And I wonder if that was like intentional, because I mean it clearly looks like an I Spy book. But like I don't even mind the yellow. I think this would have looked way better if they actually just threw the name logo up there in the center, you know?
Yeah. Instead of
Kind of
just
hate
the
the
M.
whole just the M over there on the right. I'm like, what is that? Like, come on, just give me the name.
Yeah, and I do kind of like the idea of like the 72 seasons because I guess it's supposed to be first 18 years of life, kind of forming you a little bit. So I do like that. But if they could have chosen any other color, in my opinion, something about this black and yellow contrast, because even from my understanding on these tours, that's even the stage color is like
Uh,
this bright yellow and black. It just makes me think of a bumblebee. Um,
huh.
I'm not a big fan of that, but I do like this album. I like this sound. And I don't know. I almost feel like I'm almost thinking like with that retrospective of like 18 years first formation of your life. I almost wonder if this is like their swan song, like, hey, this is our last thing, because they've been doing it for what 40 years now. So I do think this would be a pretty okay album to go out on. Um, Hopefully not. Hopefully they come out with more albums. Hopefully they come out with 144 seasons or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I
But
was just thinking, like, looking at that album cover, it actually reminds me of a Megadeth album cover. I just can't remember what album I'm thinking of, but it's just like it's all one. It almost seems like all one color. And I remember it starts with like a motorcycle song, kind of like that garage, dab metal stuff.
hmm. uh
Damn, I don't know what
I
I'm
don't know
thinking
which one it'd
of.
be. I'm not super into Megadeth. Like the first couple
Yeah,
albums I know. But
maybe it was like a weird off CD thing. I just remember my dad playing it in the truck whenever I was younger. But anyways, yeah, man, I hope they come out with another like banging kick-ass album. But yeah, I kind of second what you said. I would be cool if they retired out on this. A
mhm.
good album to call it quits. Like Slayer's, I think Repentless was a pretty solid one to go out with. But who knows? I still
Yeah.
think they might come back. But
Yeah. We'll see with Slayer because it seems like I don't know. I feel like probably Tom was probably the one who wanted to call it quits, but if he's the one who's wanted to keep doing these one-off shows, I feel like maybe he's wanting to get it back together. So we'll
yeah,
see. And I'm sure Kerry King is hurting for money because he seems to be complaining about the fact that he starts his new band, but he's at the lower level clubs. So I bet he would love to actually have the big arenas again.
yeah,
But yeah, that's
there
our
it is.
list. Number one at 19.2, we got the Black Album, surprisingly. Number two at 19 we have Ride the Lightning. Number three, we got Master of Puppets. Yeah, that's the top three. Kill 'Em All closely at number four with 18. So yeah, and then
Bangers.
obviously the bottom, we got Load at six, Reload at eight, and Saint Anger all the way at 13.6 on our bottom tier. So that
Big
should
jump.
tell you how much Load and Reload suck.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. They definitely redeemed themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's it for our Metallica ranking. Who should we do next?
Hmm. Did I pick last time or did you?
I think it was you because I think you gave me the choices of either
I
Slayer or
gave you,
Metallica.
yeah, I gave you two options. All right, you give me two.
Um, Slayer or
Ooh,
Cryptopsy.
ooh, hmm. I feel like we brought both of these to the suggestion box. Hmm, don't know, man. Let's do Slayer.
Okay.
No, let's do
Slayer to
Cryptopsy.
Cryptopsy. Okay. I feel like they have the shorter discography, so
Yeah,
that will be
I feel like
easier.
it'll be, yeah, for sure. And we just kind of did like thrash, so I kind of want to break it up a little bit.
Hell yeah. So yeah, next time we'll be doing Cryptopsy. Excited.
Yep,
Uh, I already know
no
my
doubt.
number one, but
I hope I don't let people down. I'm gonna really
we
try to
got
do my
this.
homework with this one. Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah. It's a shorter discography. I want to say it's what, 9 albums? Unlike Metallica, who
Uh,
I think they have like 11. Metallica has like 11, but each one's almost an hour long.
yeah, it's crazy, man. Huge albums, like they really cook up some long ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, eight. It looks
Oh,
like.
okay. Hell yeah. So yeah, it's been nice. I want to say each one's pretty relatively short, anywhere from half an hour to 45 minutes. So be a breeze after the Metallica one.
Yeah, no
But yeah.
doubt.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add?
I do not, man. I don't think so. Um, you gonna watch the Super Bowl?
Probably not. If I do, I'll probably watch Kendrick.
Oh yeah, man, that's gonna be cool. That should be
hmm
fun.
Yep. Won 5 Grammys, and
Yeah, that's
he's bringing
crazy.
SZA
That's
with him.
awesome. Hell yeah, man.
And I heard he was doing a silent protest with against the Canadian terrorists by wearing his Canadian tuxedo.
Huh. Oh, okay. That's funny.
Supposedly, I think people are reaching, but I mean, at the same time, he could be because I feel like he is a little political at times. So,
Yeah. Huh. Well, and Drake's also from Canada, right? Or is that who you're talking about?
ooh, touche. I thought he was going against the Canadian terrorists that were going on at that time that he was at the award ceremony, but that would also make sense since Drake is also a Canadian. And yin, yin, yin.
Yeah. Yeah. Eh.
Yeah,
Terrible.
but yeah. I'm assuming you're watching the Super Bowl.
Yep, more than likely, man. I got my underdog bets already in, and I found out it's completely legal in Missouri, by the way. So,
Nice.
booyah. Yeah.
You been on the
Spend
Eagles?
your money. I actually, yeah, Saquon Barkley. I got, so this is a $10 bet. I got Saquon Barkley scoring a touchdown, Travis Kelce scoring a touchdown, and DeAndre Hopkins scoring a touchdown. All those three picks I can cash out. I can get $126 for
Oh
10
wow.
bucks. I'm like, dude, yeah,
So that's
all
a
day.
pretty big parlay.
Yeah. And it's easy choices. I Saquon obviously killed it at the run game and scoring touchdowns. He's, just about every game. So, yeah, man, I don't know. Hoping it works out, but like I bet on the last Chiefs game that Mahomes would score two passing touchdowns. Dude like gets one and then rushes for two. I was like, how could I have put my money on that? No one, I mean, if you did, that would have been a good parlay, I bet, because man, like rushing touchdowns for a quarterback is just like kind of hard to put your money on.
Yeah.
When it happens a lot, but it's just like a rare occasion.
I feel like the only ones I would feel comfortable doing that with would be Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts. Because you know
Yeah,
they're always
and
going to do it.
I probably would throw Josh Allen in that hat too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, no doubt. That's what's
Yeah.
crazy, man. It's like all the modern day killer quarterbacks are all good rushers. That's
Yeah.
nuts. It's so
Yeah.
cool, though.
Well, not Goff, but I don't think he's really seen as a
Yeah,
top. It's just his team is top,
yeah, right.
which also
He'll
makes me
he'll
wonder.
he'll
Go
sneak a
ahead.
slide in every now and then, but that's about it, I feel like.
Do you think Lions should move on from Jared Goff?
You know what? He looked nervous as hell in the game that they lost. And I think he threw interceptions and it didn't look good for him. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't get rid of Dan Campbell. I mean, you can look
Yeah.
in that guy's eyes and tell that he's fighting as hard as he can. But yeah, man, I think that Goff just kind of let the game get the best of him. And
Mm-hmm.
man, I think it was the Commanders. They stomped all over him, didn't they? Or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
Commanders because I want to say Lions were what were they number 1 or number 2 seed?
Number one.
Yeah, going against what the bottom seed
Yeah,
and
yeah,
getting
that's crazy.
beat.
Yeah, stomped. But it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, can't wait till football next year because football's over right now. So, anyways,
Yes. Right on, right on. Fair enough.
yeah. Uh, in the meantime, you guys can all check us out on TikTok, YouTube, and obviously here on Spotify, where you can subscribe, leave us a review, let us know what we're doing. You can also check us out on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else you get your podcasts. But yeah, you can also email us at deathmetaldaddies@gmail.com. Give us some suggestions, or you can even message us on Facebook. Sean's already doing it. He's giving us a hell of good suggestions. Keep them coming, Sean.
Hell
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. Until then, we'll see you next week where we talk about cryptopsy. And yeah, until then, we are Death Metal Daddies.
Out. Oh yeah! Metallica. Give me fuel, give me now.